Hello! I hope you are all doing amazing today. It's a beautiful day, glorious day. Ooh, this is gonna be a big week. I am so excited. Oh, God. I look forward to the day where I am off this channel and gone doing what it is that I came here to do, because that to me says, congratulations, you did it. So I'm excited because I can feel it. Man, this work has been interesting and tough. I'm sure it's been that way for you as well. So today I want to talk to you about using drugs on your spiritual journey. Now, let me say this. In my past, I have used a lot of drugs. For me, it was more of a coping mechanism because of all of the traumas that I went through as a child and then as a teenager and then so on and so forth. But I also found during the experimental phases in my 20s that I had cracked into some of my gifts, and I had the ability to do some pretty cool things like see the future, see into people's energy, manipulate their energy. I could also do love spells, which was pretty interesting to watch and feel and see. But I learned very quickly that because I did not earn those gifts the right way, that I did it the cheater way, because again, this is a simulation. It's a video game. If you cheat in the video game, you might get a glimpse, which is what will happen. You will get a glimpse into what is possible. You will get those abilities to some level, but they will be taken from you eventually because you didn't earn them. A cheater, yeah, they might get a win in the beginning, but they end up with an L in the end, because the universe says, no, you can't do that. You don't get to go to level 10 by jumping and skipping and using a drug, whether that's acid, mushrooms, ayahuasca, drugs like that, where, yeah, you're tapping into your subconscious. Yes, you're accessing the astral plane, which is the emotional realm, which is where you're going to find the emotions and you're going to be comfortable with them. That's awesome. The thing is, though, is you did the cheater way. You didn't actually access that stuff through your own personal focus and work. So interesting. But I heard a knock at the door, but nobody's there. Nice little distraction. Anyway. So what I was saying is that the universe will remember. It will not allow you, and this may not happen right away. It will eventually happen. I'll give you some examples. But it will say, hey, you didn't earn that. It's not yours. You don't get to keep that. And it will be taken back. Or you will lose it. And then you will be forced to redo those levels in order to regain that. That's the only way. The only way that I reached enlightenment was not through drugs. No, I had no drugs. This happened 10 years ago when I reached that state. I did it with pure will. Sitting down in meditation and focus. It was hard. It hurt so bad. Because not only did I have to battle the ego and overcome that, I also had to overcome self. And I also had to focus and go back into God, which means I had to shed everything that was me to understand the truth of who I am, which is not this. This is part of it. But the truth of who I am as God, no. But in order for me to reach that level, I I had to do it with my own pure will. Otherwise, I would have never gained that understanding, that wisdom, that knowledge. Now, here's some examples as to why using drugs will fail you. I'll give you 2 examples. One is my ex-husband. I actually kind of feel bad for this guy. The government sought him out. Actually, they sought both of these out. Actually, all 3. Interesting. Our government, gotta love them. They're little underground CIA, Department of Defense, the groups that you know nothing about, that use psychological warfare, that use covens, that use witches, warlocks, spells, psychics, telepathy, time-space jumping. Yeah, that group. And they interbreed on purpose so that they could breed more advanced kids. Yeah. So that group of individuals, which nobody knew about until probably about a year ago once I exposed it, but those individuals actually went to my ex-husband's house and started preparing him. When he was 19, they overdosed him on acid. I think he took about 70 or 80 hits. He ended up in a mental institution. The government said, yay, look at that. Crack the pineal gland. He's awakened. We can use that, which is exactly what they did. And they took him up into the ranks because the universe has a hierarchy, just like we do here. Those that are at the top, they're there for a reason because they've been around longer. They have more power. They have more wisdom. They have more knowledge. Those that are down here, they are still important, but they're not equal. These have not been around as long. But they took him through the ranks and had him rise up spiritually in the astral and ethereal realms, not in the material, and had him tap into the energy of the devil, also known as Rashael, also known as Samael. Wears many masks. So he took on that energy. He also copycatted that life. The problem with what they did to him, which he's experiencing now, and I feel kind of bad for him. And I even said to him, what did they do to you? Because he is literally losing his mind. He's going insane. Because now the universe said, you didn't earn those. That's not your energy. You took that energy. You didn't go through the proper channels. You didn't sit down and do the proper work. You used drugs. And because you used drugs, you skipped levels. Now you're getting shot down. All of his abilities have been ripped from him. All of them. He used to be able to time-space jump. He used to be able to change his appearance to make himself look differently. He could look down timelines, stop energy, move energy, manipulate energy. Dude had some skills, for real. They weren't his. He didn't earn them. And now that all of them have been taken away, now he has to deal with the karma, unfortunately. The next one is a guy that I met who I've known for 30 years, knew him in college actually. Also, U.S. Navy SEAL. Interesting. Part of the coven. He's a warlock. Same thing. He was sought out after by the government when he was a kid. He is from the ghetto. He has no money. He wasn't going to college. And they knocked on his door and said, you know what, we're going to make you a Navy SEAL. Come into the U.S. government. Really? Interesting. This no-name kid going to be a Navy SEAL. And they're going to pay for it. Yeah, because he had gifts. He used to tell me about how he could see a bee flying and he could see the wings slowly flapping and that he could grab it. His sight, his senses were so in tune that he could manipulate energy. Problem is, just like with ex-husband, he was using those powers and abilities against others, which is against universal law, which is you cannot use the energy against another's free will. His abilities were taken from him about 5 years ago. Gone. Why? Because he was using them as a weapon. And when you use abilities that were given unto you, now he actually was born into it. Yeah, he didn't have to go the cheater way. But when you use those abilities against others, the universe, it may not give you your karma right away, but boy, it will eventually. And when it does, woo, the backlog. That poor guy, I don't even want to tell you what he's been through, unfortunately. But that is the universe saying, hey, you cheated, you manipulated, you used that energy in a malicious way and you harmed others. Now you have to pay for that. You are responsible for what you did. That's exactly where he's at. That's the second example. Third example is Teal. Now, I'm not a big Teal fan because I see what she's doing to people energetically. And she is a narcissist and a manipulator. And she manipulates energy and she siphons off of people. But there's one thing that Teal does, and back up. Her karma's coming. Because again, just like with the previous example, when you use gifts, and her gifts, same with my ex-husband, they were given to her. She did not earn them. She found them through extreme pressure. The stuff that she went through with the cult, which happened, I totally see that. They put her under so much pressure. It's kind of like waterboarding or some of the things that the government does to crack people. They did that to her. Rape, tying her down, putting her in a hole in a confined space. That's how you crack somebody open. It is not a pleasant way. And to be honest with you, this process isn't pleasant either. Because it's like ripping our part of fruit. It hurts. Because you have to literally, it's like the caterpillar. You have to dismantle and tear apart everything that you believed was you to get to the truth of you. It's not fun. It hurts. That's why most people don't do it. They don't have the ability, the capacity, or the will to go into the energy. Because here's the one thing I agree with Teal. In order for you to heal something, truly heal it, you have to go back into the experience. You have to. You have to heal it because it's your experience. You have to make another choice. That sucks. It sucks, especially when you have been violated as a child. And for most people, they don't even know it. They put it in Pandora's box and they push it away and they hide it. And then they go on with living their life. But she's right. You literally have to go back into the experience, and you could have somebody guide you through it, but it's you who has to make a new choice when it comes to the experience and the emotion. It's the only way you'll heal it. Otherwise, it will remain the same because it's locked into your energy field as experience with emotion, and that's where it stays. So that's the one thing I do agree with Teal. And there are other things that I agree with Teal about. I'm not downplaying any of these guys. They played their part in this big tapestry. They're going to learn their lessons, hopefully. They're going to evolve, maybe. They're going to heal, possibly. But that's on them. They've done what they need to do. They played their role. But my whole point of this video is to say that you truly want to reach enlightenment. What is enlightenment? Enlightenment is the shedding of everything. It's the healing of yourself and the shedding of the quote, quote, ego, which I go into in depth, which is actually 100% accurate. Once you do that and you take your consciousness, your conscious mind and your subconscious mind and then into the God mind and you understand God, and if you can hold that state of understanding and bring it back into the material plane, because this is where it gets a little tough, because God is in a state of bliss, like a child, like, whoa, everything's amazing, it's great, I want to touch everything, I want to taste everything, I want to put it all in my mouth, isn't life great? But then you get here and you bring that bliss back and you see everything and you're like, wow, everything is so incredible. Oh my God, I can hear all their thoughts. Whoa. I didn't know they thought that about me. Wow, I can heal that person. Boop. Oh, I could change that. Boop. Oh, I can make that a girl. Boop. Then you start to go, wait a minute. Nobody else can do this stuff. Now they're all looking at me weird. Now they're really making fun of me and really pouring on the negativity. Great. And then you start to dumb yourself down again. And you start to go back in your shell. Then you start to put away all those gifts that you just did, that you just earned, that you worked so hard for, because nobody else around you can do it. That's what happened to me. Now, it won't happen this time. Once I am done with this process, because last time I got to go through it a little faster, for various reasons, which I completely understand now. This time around, I'm doing it step by step by step, because there's going to come a time soon, which I'm so excited about, where I'm going to be teaching this and showing people how to reach that state of enlightenment, true enlightenment, and to do it the healthy way, the right way. It's going to hurt, it's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it, because then the things you're going to be able to do, the miracles, game changer. Game changer. It changes this whole structure. So, here's my advice to you. You truly, truly, truly want to do this the right way, you sit in meditation and you go through your stuff. You process it. You feel it. You see it. You understand it. You accept it, and you choose something different, if you so wish. And you focus on God. Drugs won't get you there. It'll give you, it's like standing outside the window. You can see in. Oh, that's cool. But you're not in the house participating. You get a glimpse into the astral realm. You get a glimpse, but you don't participate. You're not participating in the game. You're outside of the game. And we all know cheaters never win in the end. They might at a short period of time. But in the end, those that do go that route, they're going to have to go back and repeat. Because you can't jump. It's not possible. You will not earn this by jumping. Because there are important lessons, there are important things that you need to understand in order to get to this level. If you don't understand them, you're going to get your ass whooped. And I mean whooped. Because there are energies at every single freaking level who are right there waiting. Bring it. And it gets tougher. No doubt. No doubt. not going to get any easier, because those energies that don't want you to get to this level, they're going to do everything in their power to stop you. Everything. So, anyway, I hope you have an amazing, amazing day. I love you so much. All right, bye.